What's going on, everybody? Rob Doster here from the Field of 68. And today we're going to bring you another episode in our NBA Draft Prospect Profile series. These are going to be dropping throughout May and throughout June, a couple a day. So if you do like this content, make sure you subscribe to the channel and do hit that like button. Anything that you can do to interact with these videos, it really does help the channel. It helps more people like you find this content. And since I have you here, make sure you check out our Instagram and TikTok pages. We are going to be pumping out more unique content over there throughout the spring and the summer heading into the 2022-23 college basketball season. Like, for example, did you know that Penny Hardaway was shot when he was in college? I didn't know that. You can find that story right now live on our TikTok and Instagram pages. The links for those are in the description below. So without further ado, let's get into another Field of 68 NBA Draft Prospect Profile.
All right, welcome to the Field of 68's NBA Draft 2022 Prospect Profiles, where we dive into each of the top players that are in this year's NBA Draft. I'm Stadium Insider Jeff Goodman. He is former Wake Forest star Randolph Childress, and we are breaking down today the play of one Duke's Trevor Keels. And I cannot wait to get your take on Trevor Keels, because I don't know where the hell I stand on Trevor Keels. I'm not as high as a lot of people, to be honest. He came out of the gate so well this year.
He did.
Right? Champions Classic. He was like a bull in a china shop. I mean, he was a man. You're looking at him, you're like, holy cow. He looks like Mitch Richmond to me, is kind of what I compared him that night. And I hadn't seen him prior to that. After that, he was erratic. He was up, down, all over the place, but he is a 6'4.5" power guard, RC. What do you think of his game?
Inconsistent. And I think he's a guy that would bode well for, Trevor to come back to school. I think he can. A lot of times you have to ride the momentum in certain schools because you coming in, you got all these guys. He played with, the team was so talented. They got so many NBA guys or draftees on that roster. I think he's a guy that he should go back. They're going to be talented again. He knows between himself and I think Roach will be back, and they'll have that backcourt back to help lead that team. They'll be talented next year. It gives him a chance to change some things. It's hard because, like you said, he started out and you saw this body, you saw this physicality, this power guard. And by the end of it, he lost some confidence in his jump shot. He ended up being a strong, just right-hand bully guard. Yeah. And I don't know if you're going to be able to do that at the next level. He's not going to be able to play bully ball. So if he can't play bully ball at the next level, what is that going to be like?
Yeah, he's kind of a combo guard, right? He's more two than one for me.
Yes, absolutely.
But as a two, you better be able to shoot it or be so athletic.
And he's not.
He's not. He like you said, I always get scared of these guys that their bodies are he's bigger and stronger. It catches up with you. At some point, it catches, and in the league, it's going to catch up with Trevor Keels. I'm with you. I think he should have gone back to school. He's a guy that I think would have benefited from getting his body, honestly, in a little bit better shape. And you can do that in the NBA. You can absolutely do that in the NBA, but I don't think he's a super athlete. I don't think he's a great shooter. I don't think he's a great passer. I feel like, and then on the flip side, I try to tell myself, you know what, if he can go in the first round, go out now. Go get your money. I'm just not sure he's a locked first round pick, RC.
I agree with you. And I think, like, again, if you were telling me he was going back to a team that wasn't very good and everybody was gone and there was question, Duke will be good next year. So there's no reason for him not. And I agree with you. He has that. I was talking to a friend of mine, to a scout, and it was that they compared him to like that Paul Pierce type of body where it wasn't a lot of muscle definition, just a bigger guy. Now, he's not Paul Pierce. Under no stretch of the imagination am I making him just from a physical, their body. He does need to he's big and he's strong, but again, he could tone up a little bit, and slim down a little bit. I think there's some consistency in his game. I mean, he was a 40% shooter and 31 from three or something like that. I mean, it wasn't, when you're 40 from the floor and 30 from three,
Here's my comp. Ready? Here's my comp for you. You may laugh at this one, but Paul Harris, who played at Syracuse.
Okay.
Now, Paul Harris was a killer.
Yeah.
He was a tough MF.
Yeah.
Trevor Keels is tough. He's not Paul Harris, and he's more skilled than Paul Harris. But I'm just saying, I just worry again, man, you can't play bully ball at the next level like you did in college. You were bigger, stronger than all those ACC guards for the most part. So you're able to go in there and finish. And a lot of it was finishing below the rim.
Right.
How many times do you remember him finishing above the rim?
Well, the other thing we got to consider with him is the scariest part about that group is who's the guy. Particularly in that role. We know Paulo where he's going and what he is. But when you get past that, we start talking, we did other conversations. Is it Wendell Moore? Is it AJ Griffin? If him, there's other Mark Williams. There's so many other guys.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that concerns me the most is, again, 42% from the field and 31% with that talent. That's concerning. That's a major concern offensively because no one else in the country played with that much talent. And that's got to be an alarming thing for a team. That he can go to a workout and take the team to like him, but I don't think there was an issue. If he would go back to school, he could improve those things. At least if he was a power guard and he showed his ability to post up. He just was a hard right-hand driver, play bully ball. You're not going to be able to do that at the next level. And I think another year coming back to show, hey, I'm a high-level shooter. I can get this up to in the threes. Because, again, it's alarming. You got four of the NBA draftee guys on your team, and your numbers are 40 and 31%. It's like – because that percentage-wise, NBA teams are going to look at it and say, what are you? Or you don't know what you are when you're shooting percentages that low. Yes. And shooting that low percentage is not a good thing. And it's definitely not with that level of talent he played with.
He averaged 11.5 points a game, 3.5 rebounds a game, almost 3 assists a game. But to me, if you're Trevor Keels and NBA teams are looking at you, they're going to say, okay, what do you do great?
Yes.
What do you do great? And I don't know what the answer to that is right now for Trevor Keels. I don't think there is an answer. I think he does everything fairly well, other than shoot the ball. And if he had come back to Duke and shot 36% from three, it's a completely different story. But shooting 31 from three is not going to do you any favors when NBA guys look at you.
No, he need, again, I think he should come back. There's a talent level there that allow him to take a step, do a little bit of improvement on his body. His percentages can go up. Even if he added a post game, did some different things to his game, he has shown the ability to do it, but he's been so inconsistent. 31% from behind the arc is not going to get it done. He's not an elite defender, and he's a below the rim guy. I thought he could have used another year, and if he doesn't, then he's going to have to. I think he'll be wherever he's drafted, he'll ultimately be a G League guy because his power game is not gonna. He's going to have to add something else to his game. It helps him because he's playing against men, but his skill set needs to be elevated as well.
Listen, I worry about Trevor Keels down the road if he's going to stick in the NBA. I really do. I won't lie to you. Again, go G League. Again, get your body in shape, get your shot in shape. If he's willing to work on both his body and his shot, I think he'll be in the league.
Yes.
I don't know if he can be more than a piece in the league, but I think he can be in the league a long time. I'm just not sure. If I'm an NBA team, I'm looking at Trevor Keels and saying, all right, again, at 31 or 32, once you get in the second round, okay, I'll roll the dice on Trevor Keels. But I don't feel great about investing that much guaranteed money in Trevor Keels right now, looking at his body and his perimeter shot to be able to take him in the first round.
I think he'll be a guy that would, if he stays in, would be a second round pick. And that's why I think he goes back. I think he should have gone back. We should go back. I think he got a chance to improve on those things, field goal percentage, be a better defensive player, take on that Wendell Moore role of guarding and being that guy. And that would be his role. You can say there's a place for big physical guards that the 3-and-D guys. You can be in that league for a long time the way the game is gone, but that's not his strength right now.
All right, Trevor Keels, Duke freshman. The jury's still out. Stadium Insider Jeff Goodman, Randolph Childress here for the Field of 68. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you follow us on Field of 68 on YouTube. We've got profiles of every single player that will be drafted this year in the NBA draft. Thanks for joining.